Hello, I'm Mr. Burton, and in this video we're going to be looking at how changes in the cost of the factors of production will shift the supply curve inwards or outwards, and how this will ultimately affect and change the market equilibrium price and quantity in an industry. So factors of production, remember, they are our land, labour, capital and enterprise. But when we're looking at changes in costs, we usually just look at the land, labour and capital, because it's hard to actually figure out changes in costs of enterprise. So the first diagram is looking at the cost rises. So costs have risen in this industry for the factors of production. So maybe that could be labour costs have risen, wages have risen, for example. Maybe raw materials have risen. We see that one quite a lot. Or maybe just rent has risen, so the cost of land has now gone up. Whatever reason, the costs of factors of production have actually gone up. So what we see now is that at any given price level, firms are now unable to provide the same amount as they were before because their costs have risen. So we actually see a shift inwards of the supply curve to S1. The reason the supply curve has shifted inwards is because at any given price level, we're now unable to provide as much as we were before for a firm. So for example, at the original price level of P, firms are now only actually able to provide this amount here. Because their costs have gone up, it's simply too expensive for them to provide any more than this. So why doesn't the price stay the same? Well, obviously if the price did just stay where it was before, there'd be a big gap here of excess demand. I cover this in my other video of the price mechanism, so please go and watch that if you need to understand this a little bit more. However, on this, in this industry, we have the demand curve that is set. So if there is a shift to the left of the supply curve, all we do is we follow this up, the demand curve, and we now have the price in the industry actually rising to P1, and the quantity in the industry falling from the original quantity Q to Q1. So we have price rises and a less quantity in the market from a rise in the cost of factors of production. Again, that is simply because firms cannot afford to provide the same amount as they were before, and so they have to shift their supply curve inwards, and they have to start charging consumers a little bit more to get that extra quantity in the market. Okay, let's look at the cost falls then. Well, in this case, costs to firms have actually fallen. So maybe wages in the industry have fallen, it's unlikely, but maybe the import raw material prices have gone down for the business. So their costs have actually fallen, their cost of factor production. So again, at any given price level, firms are now willing and able to actually supply more. So supply shifts to the right or outwards. Again, that's because at any given price level on this graph, we can actually say that firms are now willing and able to supply a higher quantity. So why don't they just stay at the same? Well, at this price, there is excess supply. Consumers don't actually want this many goods here at that price. So what they actually have to do then is they decrease their prices until we hit the new equilibrium here at P1, and we go here to Q1. So price actually goes down and the quantity demanded obviously goes up as well. And that's because at any given price level, firms are willing and able to supply more to the market, but they need to capture that demand in this market. So the only way to do this is at that price level to start reducing prices down to the new equilibrium where we hit P1 and Q1. So in summary, a rise in the cost of factors of production shifts supply curve inwards, then they have to start increasing their prices up to the new equilibrium of P1 and Q1, so that is a fewer quantity in the market and higher prices from a cost rise. And from a cost fall, we actually see a shift in the right of supply, prices decrease in the market, quantity increases in the market. So you might say this is a better situation for everyone and this is a worse situation for anyone. That's quite basic summary, but there you are, that's what we see in the market.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe below and comment for any other topics you want me to cover in my next videos.